learners. In this video we will learn about the graph, how to create graph with certain x values and y values. For that I'll import two libraries here, matplotlib pyplot having the alias name plt and numpy as np. So it will import all the necessary files inside this collab. Then I'll give certain values to x like 10, 20 or 30. Similarly to y 20, 40 and 100. Then I'll use this plot function for corresponding x value and y value in order to plot the points. Now I just name the label x label or y label. Let's say I just give it name like sales and just give the y label as year. The corresponding year I am having sales value. Then I am giving this graph name like its first data visualization graph. Then I'll show the graph on the screen. Let's hit run. So it's going to show on the screen. It's having linear function. Suppose I just increase the parameter here. Let's say 10, let's 52, let's 26. So once I have included three values here, similarly I will have two corresponding values to the y coordinate as well. So 6 values here, corresponding y values here. I am going to create a graph, a simple linear graph on the xy plane. It will look like sales and year. You can see I am having sales here, year here and data visualization here, that is the title of the graph, label of the graph and the y label of the graph. Then similarly I have imported few values like color, what is the color of the graph, what is the line style of the dashed, it should be dashed, and what is the line width here. So one more thing, so that it will look more attractive. Similarly I am having y limitation. Let's say this time I am giving 0 here and the x limitation here using xlim. Similarly I can give some another name like time, and here I can give such some speed. So I'm going to create time versus speed graph with some attractive values. So it is having certain name like physics graph. Okay, so it will look like this. You can see I have given the name blue, marker face color blue, color of the graph is green and dash. So this time I am just giving yellow color and making face color as red. So let's run this code and let's see what will be the impact here now. So this time it is represented by yellow with red marker color. Those are the correspondence value. Similarly I am having this graph which is plot on the certain here, and now I am giving the CSV file. So here I have imported all the CSV file. This one is the CSV file, and here I can import like sample data and go to the upload and upload from my PC. Let's say I'm having stored this file here, then I'll import this file from my desktop. So currently it's having nfl.csv file, iris.csv and minstead test. So I can copy this file, copy path and paste it in my data file. It will just import the relevant data set. So it's just contain sample data and nfl.csv. So I have imported the pandas, numpy and read csv file from pandas and then import it in my file. So this df variable is having all these values of this data set. Okay, so this time I'm going to find df.info and just print on the screen what are the different section of this file. Okay, I'm going to print and then information of this data. Okay, similarly it is having 10 entries 0 to 9 and object data type is float, integer and object. Now I'm going to print df.head. So by default it will print 5 rows, initial 5 rows of the data set. Let's see how many rows are there. Game ID, drive, qtr, down and so many columns are there. Suppose I want to print df.head top 10 values. Currently I am having 5 rows and 102 columns. So now I don't want to print 5 rows, this time I want to print 10 rows. So I'll just print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10 rows and 102 column again. Suppose I want to print the bottom values of this data. For that I will write df.tail because df variable consists the entire data set. So it's going to print last 10 values 1 2 3 4 5 last 5 values. So similarly we can print tail 10. It will print last 10 rows of the data set. Now I want to print or I want to show the graph in between any two attributes. So for that I am having that YRDLN data set on the x-axis and time second data set on the y-axis. Okay, and this data set I'll just give name iris data set and just hit run. Okay, so it's showing iris data set name here, title, vertically y-axis having time second and this YRDRL is having x-axis. So I just have plotted the graph between YRDLN and time second. Let's see where it is. It is YRDLN is here and let me find out time second. Where is time second? It is time second here. So I have plotted the graph between time second and YDL. One more thing keeping in mind that you are giving the limit accordingly because my data set is having certain limits. Let's see time second. Time second is having 3496 till certain 5000 something values. Similarly YDL is having 2.0, 6.0, 43.0 and so on. So I can give the upper value 50 starting from 0. Similarly, I can give 3000 to 4000. Suppose I give value 0 to 4000. Let's see what will be impact there. It will look like this, little dense. So if you will give nearby limitation of the graph according to the column value, so you will have the scatter format. So this time or these values are 30,000 to 4,000. So this is not 30,000, it is 3,000 only. So this time I am having scattered. So one more thing I can do here, I can give this 30 to 500, 30 to 500 here, and the upper value, let's see, 3700. Let's see what would be the output. Yes, now it's more scattered form. Okay, so I just copy this whole command and just make one more column row here, and just get up and just write hist. Let's see. Okay, so it's not histogram. Not going to create histogram. Okay, so we will keep it as a plot. So accordingly you can give different values here, like just remove this square bracket, include again, give colon, and you will have the suggestion part. All these are column values of your data set that is enclosed within df. Similarly, you just remove the y-axis and just square bracket and the colon, and you can have along the choices of y coordinates. This is how we plot the graph on using CSV file. Thank you. Happy learning.